Have you ever watched water flow around rocks in a stream? The water doesn't pick a random path. It follows the shape the land allows. Energy moves in the direction that is easiest, smoothest, and most stable. The universe works the same way. Today, we're exploring how energy shapes the paths that information can take, and why everything in nature follows certain routes instead of others. Energy is the guide of everything. Energy is not just heat, or sunlight, or electricity. Energy is the ability to move, to change, and to make anything happen. Every shift in the universe, every star that forms, every thought you think, every leaf that grows, begins with energy. And here's the key idea. Energy decides which paths are possible, and which paths are not. Information can only travel along the paths that energy allows. The universe always chooses the easiest path. Picture a marble rolling down a hill. It doesn't roll uphill. It doesn't roll sideways. It rolls down the path that takes the least energy. Nature follows this rule everywhere. Light bends around stars because it follows the easiest path through curved space. Air moves into a tornado because that spiral is the lowest energy way for the pressure to equalize. Electricity flows through wires because that's the easiest route for charges to move. Even your brain follows this rule. Thoughts flow along the pathways that take the least effort to fire. Energy shapes everything, from simple ripples to galaxies. Information needs energy to travel. Information does not move by itself. A wave on the ocean is information carried by energy. A heartbeat is information carried by electrical pulses. Gravity waves carry information across the whole cosmos. If energy stops flowing, information stops moving. A frozen pond loses its ripples. A broken wire stops carrying signals. A dead star stops shining information into space. Patterns only stay alive if energy keeps them going. The energy landscape. Imagine the universe as a giant landscape, made of hills and valleys. Energy rolls downhill, always moving towards stability. Information follows along. This is why atoms settle into stable shapes. Planets settle into steady orbits. Storms settle into spirals. Life settles into reliable body plans. Your mind settles into habits. These valleys in the landscape are the stable places where energy and information meet. They are the routes the universe prefers. And once information finds a path that works, energy keeps carrying it forward. This is why patterns don't just appear, they persist. Energy limits what information can become. Information can only grow if the energy around it can support the pattern. A star forms only if enough gas collapses. A plant grows only if enough sunlight reaches it. A memory forms only if neurons have the energy to fire. A galaxy spiral survives only if energy balances gravity. If energy is too low, patterns fade. If energy is too high, patterns shatter. This balance decides which atoms exist, which molecules survive, which life forms evolve, which ideas spread, which galaxies we see today. Energy doesn't just move things. Energy decides what is possible. WG connection. Now let's connect this to the idea that patterns survive when information can persist across layers. The persistence information weave says that information tries to stay alive by forming stable patterns, but stability requires energy. CWG, the Carroll-Wells gradient, says that persistence grows across layers, from atoms to life, planets to galaxies. Each layer needs energy to carry information forward. No energy, no persistence. More energy, more complexity. Balanced energy, stable patterns. Energy is the road. Information is the traveler. PIWCWG is the story of how they move together. Reality as a map of allowed possibilities. Energy is like a map, showing where information can go and where it cannot. Some paths are easy, some are hard, some are completely impossible. A lightning bolt doesn't strike everywhere. It follows the path of least resistance. A river doesn't flow across a mountain. It follows the valleys. Life doesn't evolve every shape. It follows the shapes energy can sustain. The universe is full of possibilities, but only the paths that energy supports can become real. This is how energy shapes the story of the cosmos. Closing. So the next time you see a lightning bolt, a river winding through land, a hurricane swirling, galaxy spinning, or even a thought forming inside your mind, remember this: energy is guiding the way. Information is following the route. And together, they carry patterns forward through time and space. Join us next time for episode 15, where we explore how the universe builds structure from tiny pieces into something much bigger.